being molested by a priest, you lose your innocence.
The Pope arrives in Canada on Sunday, the beginning of a week-long visit to listen and speak with Indigenous peoples about the Catholic Church's role in residential schools. The Pope issued a public apology on April 1st. He said he was sorry for the abuse and suffering of Indigenous people attending residential schools in Canada. During that time, the Pope reiterated his desire to travel to Canada to continue the journey of healing and reconciliation.
Having the Pope admit to the past atrocities, asking for forgiveness of us, the Indigenous people, goes a long way in recognizing the truth.
Andrew Carrier, Vice President of the Winnipeg Métis Association, is traveling from Manitoba to Edmonton, where the Pope is stopping first before visiting Iqaluit and Quebec City. Carrier says he is a survivor of childhood sexual abuse suffered at the hands of a priest when he was 7 years old, and his father experienced similar abuse when he was 10 years old.
This has got to stop. We have to do a better job in protecting our children, and I've asked that of Pope Francisco.
Carrier was part of the Indigenous delegation that met privately with the Pope in Rome earlier this year to discuss the impacts of intergenerational trauma. Carrier says more than 150 people from Manitoba are journeying with him to meet the Pope.
We asked him personally to come to Winnipeg in April. I told him of our leader, Louis Riel, a devoted Catholic, and that he suffered at the hands of colonization.
Carrier says there are mixed feelings about the Pope's visit. Southern Chiefs Organization Grand Chief Jerry Daniels says this is an unprecedented opportunity to work towards reconciliation with the Church. However, he plans to hold the Pope and Catholic Church accountable. Chief Daniels says the Catholic Church has not honored the $25 million financial commitment in the 2006 Indian Residential Schools Settlement Agreement.
It's quite unfortunate that they've really stalled on this.
Chief Daniels also wants the Pope to publicly denounce the doctrine of discovery, a colonial law that allowed land not populated by Christians to be declared vacant and then claimed as legal justification for removing Indigenous peoples from their land.
They've really led the charge in the colonization of Canada. I mean, it was the underlining values of the Church mindset.
In a statement, residential school survivor Elder Harvey Nepanak says the darkness which the Indian residential school experience represents will be lifted by the Holy Father's apology. By the apology, the negative impacts of the Indian residential school experience will be gradually removed.
For us, the apology is going to mean so much.
MMF President David Chartrand is traveling to Edmonton and later flying to Quebec City with survivors to hear the Pope's apology. He says for him, it will represent the beginning of the healing process.
It's the hope we've been hoping for to come along, and it'll be a new era for us to move forward.
In Winnipeg, Mark Neufeld, City News.